What's happening, y'all? My name is Earl Winfrey, and this is IntellectualRadio.com. This is street stories, bringing you stories that would normally never make the television or radio right here on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart radio station. So back in 2003, I worked for Jerry Springer. I'm not sure if you know that, but I did work for Jerry Springer as a production assistant. And I had some wow days at Jerry Springer. Some days I never forget. But people they ask, they say, "Oh well, we know you had some wild days, but what was the wildest day? The wildest day you had at Jerry Springer? If you could just pick just one day, what day would it be?" And most people would think that it was the one day when my boss was flashing, I mean, showing everything, to show someone else how to flash. And I'm standing right next to him, so I got these two girls flashing. And she's like, "Do it like this." And the girl's like this. And she's like, "No, you gotta flash them babies. You gotta flash them babies." And I'm standing there thinking to myself, man, now that's what you call going the extra mile. That's what you call going the extra mile. So anyway, so people would say, "Well, Earl, maybe that was your wildest day, your boss flashing in front of you." And I'm thinking that was close. That was close to my wildest day, but that wasn't my wildest day. That wasn't my wildest day. But I'm gonna tell you about my wildest day. And this day ain't gonna ever forget. So I had to pick up this guy from the Swiss Hotel, which is not far from the studio, Jerry Springer Studios. And my instructions were to spend the day with this guy and to make sure he had everything that he needed. You know, whatever you want, take care of this guy. You got the Jerry Springer credit card. Take care of this guy. So I pick him up. And the first thing he wants is he want lunch. So I take him to lunch. That was cool. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The guy was cool. The guy was cool. Now keep in mind that whenever we deal with guests, our instructions are to never ever talk to them about what they're going to be on the show about. Never discuss that because the producers kind of program them a little bit. They don't want us to kind of deprogram them or whatever, or talk to them or get them ready for the show or whatever. So our instructions are, as production assistants, to never ever discuss what they're going to be on the show about and what they're going to talk about on the show. But everything else is pretty much, off limits. So me and the guy, we out hanging out for lunch, and he was cool. He was cool. He talked mostly about how scared he was and how he had never been to Chicago before. And I'm like, Chicago's cool. The weather sucks, but Chicago's cool. He talked about the skyscrapers. He had never seen skyscrapers before. And I'm like, yeah, man, let me show you Sears Tower. Let me show you John Hancock. Let me show you Water Tower. I drove him around. He was cool. And we're in my personal car. Jerry Springer didn't give me no car. This is my personal car that we drive around in. And so he continued to express how nervous he was. He had never been on TV before, and he was nervous. I'm like, man, listen, man, don't worry about it. It's gonna be cool. All you have to do is just be yourself, and pretend like the cameras are not there, and you'll be good. Just pretend like the cameras are not there, and you'll be fine. So day goes by, and then time for us to get back to the studio. And we back to the studio, and at Jerry Springer we had this cabinet, right? And in this cabinet is full of snacks, full of soft drinks, and full of cigarettes. Because back then you could smoke in the building. And I'm gonna tell you something. I think that every single Jerry Springer guest, every single one, that's one thing they had in common. I never met a Jerry Springer guest that did not smoke. Not one. Every Jerry Springer guest I ever met, they smoked cigarettes. I don't know if it's because they smoked cigarettes or because they were nervous, but they all smoked cigarettes. So we had all brands of cigarettes in the cabinet. But the rules were you could not give someone a pack of cigarettes. You always had to give them one cigarette at a time because you don't want them to get wasted. So this guy, he's smoking a cigarette every 15 minutes, right? So we're in the green room, early on your cigarette. I run to the cabinet, not walk. I run to the cabinet. Get this guy a cigarette, Newport, bring it to him, light it for him. He's smoking Newport. He wants some chips. I run to the cabinet, and I run to the cabinet, get this guy some chips. So whatever he wanted, I was taking care of this guy because this is how I am. Whenever I do my job, I always give 150%. Always, always. That's just who I am. If you know me, you know that's who I am. I always give 150%. So I'm really taking good care of this guy. And again, he's constantly expressing, how nervous he is, and he never been on TV before. I'm like, man, listen, man, it's gonna be fine, man. Just relax, man. Don't worry about it. Count to 10. It's gonna be good. So at one point, he asked for a Red Bull, and we didn't have any Red Bulls. So I had to actually leave the building, run out, walk to the store, 7-Eleven, get this guy a Red Bull and bring it back. Because that's my job. What this guy needs something, I don't really have to do all that, but you know how I am. I always go the extra mile, especially if I think you're cool. So anyway, so day goes by, day progresses, We spend hours together. He spent time with the producers of the show. Now it's time, I got the radio. I get the call. Bring old boy backstage. It's time for him to go on. So I like, listen, man, it's time. We got to go. So get him all ready, make sure his tie's all tied up for him. He couldn't tie a tie, tied his tie for him, make sure he looking good. So I take him backstage. We're backstage and Jerry Springer's doing his introduction. So then I get on the radio, it's go time. So I'm like, you on, go. So he go out, right? So as soon as he go out, wait, let me back a little bit. Let me back. He like, Earl, I'm like, man, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be cool. I gave him a handshake and a dap. I said, it's gonna be fine. This is backstage now. He nervous. So Jerry gives me the cue. Tell him to go. He go out stage, right? He goes out stage, goes on stage, and this is what he yells. I hate fucking niggers. I hate niggers. I'm backstage like, what the hell? My stomach just dropped. It's like, I hate niggers. I hate fucking niggers. I'm thinking to myself, you guys to be freaking joking me. My stomach was like just in knots. I don't spent the whole day with this guy. I don't went beyond the Call of Duty for this guy. The guy seemed cool. And he gets out there, the first thing he yells is, I hate fucking niggas. Right? So it turns out the show was about his sister was going to marry a black guy, and their family was opposed to it, and he was there to represent his family. And so he came out yelling, talking about how he hate fucking niggas. Right? So I'm back there backstage, right? And my stomach is just like in knots. My stomach is like just in knots. So I'm back there, and then he comes off stage, and Earl, how'd I do? How'd I do? How'd I do? I'm like, yeah, you was cool. It was cool. So I'm taking him back to the green room because my job, my responsibility now is to get him back to the green room, get him packed up with his stuff, and then take him back over to the Swiss Hotel so he can fly out there first in the morning. So we headed back to the green room, and he's like, Earl, can I get a cigarette? I'm like, no. We out of cigarettes. We all out of cigarettes. Can I get some chips, man? Can I get a bag of chips, man? No. Ain't no chips, man. We out of chips. Sorry, we out of chips. Get to the green room. Hey man, can I get a bottle of water? No. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. We got a bottle of water, man. Got any more than Red Bull? No. No. When I went and bought the Red Bulls, I've got more than one and put them in the cabinet just in case with another one. But I'm like, no. We out of Red Bulls, man. We ain't get. Can I get some water out the faucet? Faucet broke, man. Faucet broke. You gonna have to get some water from the hotel, man. Water from the hotel, man. So anyway, I take him outside, and he was thinking that I'm gonna take him to that hotel. So he's like, man, you going to get your car? I'm like, no. Just walk down Columbus Drive, right? And once you get up there, Columbus Drive, you're gonna see Wacker Drive. Once you get to Wacker Drive, you make a left and you're right there. You gonna take me? No, I gotta get to the crib, man. No, just go on, carry your bags and just walk, down the Columbus Drive, and you be straight, you be straight. And he left, tried to give me a hug. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. You take care, man. You take care. So that was the day that I would never, ever forget Jerry Springer. Never forget that day. Can you believe that? After I took care of that guy all day long, I hate fucking niggas. That's what he said, y'all. He said, I hate fucking niggers after I had taken care of him the entire day. And that day, I will never forget. So you just never ever know. You just never ever know who you're dealing with. You just never know. Just never know. My name is Earl Winfrey. This is Street Stories, bringing you stories that would normally never ever make the television or radio. Right here on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart radio station. Deuces. Hope you enjoyed that story. I hate fucking niggas.